Ben Hanley, driver for Dragon Speed Racing. Ben is not driving at the test this week, but is scheduled to drive in 5 races this season in the NTT IndyCar Series. Ben obviously has a very strong history in sports car racing. Dragon Speed now is entering the IndyCar Series this season. So first of all, welcome, Ben.
Thank you very much.
How much are you looking forward to this season racing Indy cars?
More than I probably let on.
So just talk about, obviously the team's still going through preparations, things to get things ready, but I mean, just talk about what you're looking forward to and what you want to try to accomplish this year.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for me, as you can all imagine. I'm 34, so I've been through all the junior karting and did the single-seater route in Europe. So I did like Formula Renault, World Series, some GP2, and then I was with the Renault F1 Young Driver Program, and then the funding got pulled a few races into the 2008 GP2 season. So then I realised that I had to get a job, so I went back to go-karting. So for 08 till 15, I was back go-karting for a team in Italy, and trying to pick up opportunities as and when. I did some Formula 3000 races and some Super League races, and I was pushing to get back into racing, into cars, but yeah, I found it really tough. And then Elton and Dragon Speed 10 Star with Henry Edmond, they gave me an opportunity in 15 or 16 to join them in the LMP2, and yeah, a few years later here we are. We did the European Le Mans Series in P2, and then this year and last year we started the LMP1 program in the WEC, doing Le Mans. So in a short space of time, it's kind of didn't go anywhere for quite a few years, and then all of a sudden it's really took off. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be able to be here and to get back into a single seater as well, where my career was initially heading towards. So yeah, I can't wait to get started.
Let's go ahead and open it up for questions for Ben.
What is the viewpoint of IndyCar over in Europe? I mean, we like to think that it's a destination series, but do drivers in Europe look at it as a destination?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's. I think, but recently with Fernando doing a couple of races, I think that's really opened the appeal to the European up-and-coming drivers. You know, me personally, I've always been interested in it, but never followed it closely until probably maybe 3 years ago, and then I started taking more of an interest when I realised how close the racing was, how interesting the races are. Yeah, so for me, it's probably got more appeal to it than F1. You know, now I've got more experience of what those two ladders are like and what those two outcomes are probably going to be like. You know, IndyCar all the way for me.
When did Elton first come up with the idea? Because I mean, it just kind of, yeah, I like to think I've got my finger vaguely on the pulse, but it just kind of sprung out of nowhere as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, there's been a few. We would like to do it. Can we do it? The last couple of years, and then I think the P1 thing was a good step for the team to grow and to prepare us for potentially being involved in IndyCar. And when he's put the feelers out onto being able to do it, I think he was extremely impressed with how IndyCar were willing to help try and get the project off the ground as well. It wasn't just him battling behind the scenes on his own. You know, he had some help from IndyCar, and I don't think there's many championships that will do that for a team that's wanting to come in. So you've got to thank everybody involved in IndyCar for helping as well get the project off the ground, and obviously Dragon Speed and 10 Star for committing to do it. And yeah, I'm mega excited.
And that LMP1 car, am I right in saying that that's a Dallara chassis as well?
Yeah, it's a Dallara chassis with a Gibson engine. So.
Yeah.
What do you think of the 500?
I'll tell you more
Yeah.
after I've done it.
But I mean, a driver can get freaked out by that before even showing up in some ways,
Yeah,
because it is pretty immense.
yeah, it's immense. I followed it quite closely last year, and a lot of the details make huge differences, tiny little details. In my past, I've been quite good at the small details and feeling and feedback, so I'm hoping that it fits right into my style of driving.
What are the expectations for this team coming in and yourself? I mean, just kind of being a developmental year of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been said a couple of times recently that we're viewing it as a stepping stone to becoming full time. So although this year's 5 races, we're not underestimating how difficult it's going to be against all the full timers and the amount of experience the top teams have here. But at the same time, we're not just here to make up the numbers, and we do think we can achieve something.
And then to that end, I mean, a lot of people try to look at the teenagers or the 20, 21-year-old, but to find the next hot commodity. But you come in, obviously you're seasoned, you got the life experience. I mean, what are some of the advantages of that coming in at 34 years old?
Well, I've got, obviously the experience is one, but I've got a lot of, even when I wasn't racing single seaters, I was doing a lot of development for, say, GP2, GP3, which is now F2 and F3, and a lot of tyre development for Pirelli in the same tests and same cars. So it's kind of something that not many people know much about, but to me it's made a huge difference in my understanding of driving and feedback and how to set up a car. So yeah, not so much experience in single seaters the last few years racing wise, but a lot of mileage still driving them. So I think that the P1 car, with it being a Dallara, it's obviously a completely different concept, but 800 kilos and 650 horsepower is quite a quick car, so all those things put together hopefully puts me in a good position to be able to bring out the best in the team. And also we're starting from scratch, everybody, so the more precise I can be in my feedback, and I can draw on all the experience I've had recently, hopefully the quicker we can get onto a competitive.
Are there any IndyCar drivers, current, former, that you've talked to before you decided you wanted to do this?
No. Someone's ever since it's been mentioned, it's like, would you do it yet? You don't have to think about things like that. So yeah, no, I didn't need to speak to anyone to see if I would potentially enjoy it. I know that I'm going to massively enjoy it and make the most of it.
Does this signal a reduction in Dragon Speed's involvement in WEC to maybe just doing Le Mans in the future? Because there have been some rumblings in the...
Yeah, I think at the moment the series is finding a new direction, or it's just found a new direction, but it's also trying to find a long-term sustainability.
Yeah.
So everyone is a bit cautious, let's say, of where to put the investment maybe, and
Yeah.
because not many people know how many people are going to be doing it next year, in the year after, in 3 years. No one really knows exactly what it's going to look like in 3 years. So with the IndyCar being stable, probably the series that's making the most, building the most interest, I think, certainly is on the rise. So it's where a lot of people want to be. So us being able to get in at this time is huge.
So WEC switching to these hypercars, that's not going to, I assume that means all teams need like a manufacturer partnership.
I think the rumours are, on the engine side and the hybrid side, you can do it as a privateer. So the manufacturers have to make available from what I understand. But I don't think the rules are set in stone yet, so you know, it's another reason why teams are trying to get into a stable championship that's on the rise.
You're a new face and name to the series. For people who aren't familiar with your career, how would you describe your driving style, and what are your strengths in and out of the car?
I've already mentioned the feedback. That's one of my major strengths. Being able to get on the pace quite quickly, you know, in 3 or 4 laps. If I know the track, then I feel like I can give some positive direction on things we need to do. Yeah. One lap, you know, I don't know, it's difficult to sit here and talk to myself on how good I am, because I always try and look for ways to improve and where I can improve as a driver. So even when I do really well, I always try and find the errors and find ways I can improve myself. So
Where are you gonna be living?
this year, probably in an airport, I would imagine.
So you're gonna commute?
Yeah, going to commute. Obviously, I've still got the remainder of the WEC season to finish, so that's until June. We're doing the ELMS again, so that's another 6 races in Europe. So the majority of the program at the moment is in the US, so I'll be in the US most of the time for the first, say, until May, and then after that, it will just be commuting between races, really. So.
And where's the shop gonna be?
Indianapolis for the IndyCar. They've already got a shop in Indianapolis for the IndyCar program. So.
All right, we need to wrap it up here with Ben. We appreciate you.
Do you know what 5 races you're gonna be doing?
Yes.
Can you tell me?
St. Pete, Barber, IndyCar, Indy 500, Road America, Mid Ohio.
That was a test, just to make sure.
Yeah.
See if you're paying attention, you passed.
Have you run an oval?
Nope.
No.
You don't turn right.
Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
All right, Ben, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.